Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're doing Masechah Shabbos, Parachav, Beis, Mishnayos Gimel and Dalet. Mishnah Gimel says, Shover Adam Asachavis, Lechol Himana Grogros. If you have a barrel of figs, there's no barrels, there's no figs, no one buys figs anymore, but maybe they used to eat that. You have a barrel, you're allowed to break it, just like you're allowed to break. People think you're not allowed to open bags on Shabbos, like potato chips, or a Mishpacha magazine has a plastic over it. You're allowed to do these things, you're allowed to break these things. Always destructive, we'll see in a second. Unless you intend to make a nice opening where you have a nice place to go in and get your grogos. For example, Ve'ein nokvin meguva shel chavis. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda says, to make a hole on the top of the chavis, a nice circular hole where you could insert your hands to get one grogos at a time, that would be usher. That's like making a kli, right? Right? Some places you have, self-serve, where you can put your hand in a nice hole, top of the barrel, and take out some chocolates. Chacham say you're allowed to do this because that's not normally the place where you put the hole in a barrel. You put it on the side. Even though it's on the top, the side is really where the hole is. So that's why you can't do it. But if it was already at a hole before Shabbos, you can't close up the hole, right? Just like when you're making a Pesach, that's called Masakin Kli. Also, sometimes you want to close it off with Shavam, when you close it up with wax, right? Wax becomes very hard. If you've gone to Madame Tussauds wax museum, they look real, so it closes it off. The Mareach is a malacha. I don't know if the malacha is miruach. Miruach is one of the malachas. Smoothing something, yeah. Really, the malacha really is that you're makiv patish. You're making a kli. It was open. You want it to be closed, so no one can take any more grogros, any more figs. So therefore, your moreach, it's a masakin. That's what you're doing. You're smoothing it out. You make a fancy professional hole closure, right? So therefore, it's a problem. Does this incident happen that he wanted to close up? The person came and he closed up the barrel so no one could take from it. And he did it in a professional way, right? A business like that. That's why we're talking about a chavis over here, a barrel, because a barrel is a commercial thing which people sell things from. They hold a lot of grogros. If you're talking about a small plastic bag or any, there's so many shilas that come up on Shabbos. People think they're shilas about opening, ripping different papers to get to some foods, or opening a hole in a bag or something like that, or in a tuna can or something like that. Those things are not business-like activities. We're talking about a chavis, which people sell in the marketplace. They hold a lot of grogros figs. Therefore, you can't make a professional hole over there or close it up in a professional way. But any small things that you're using for personal use in the house, no matter what you do to them, even if you make a nice hole, right? Even if you make a beautiful hole, open up a soda bottle on something like that on Shabbos, who cares that even if you want to say that you're making a kli in the cap? I don't understand this. Nonetheless, no one would put anything in there over there. It's for sure a mutter, but even if you want to say you're making a kli, it doesn't make a difference. It's a personal use. It's not a business like activity. That's why the Mishnah specifies a chavis and not a small bag of grogros. Dalin, nosim tavshil asocha bor b'shil shehe shomer. You're allowed to put a cooked food into a pit that has water in it, in order that it should be protected in the water, meaning sometimes the water is cool, so it shouldn't rot. You want to put good drinking water, right, in a bottle in bad water, in order they should stay cold. You could do that. Now, this first part of the Mishnah is not really relevant, right? It's really talking about for the second, we're going to see in a second, that's where it's irrelevant. You can put something cold in the sun in order that it should heat up, and we're not worried that you might go ahead and cook it or something like that. That's the problem. Let's say it's raining outside, and your clothes get wet. You don't have to be worried that people are going to look and say you laundered your clothes. They'll know it's raining, and that's the reason. However, once you got to your yard, you got to your house, you got to your backyard, you could leave them out to dry. You can hang them up to dry in your backyard because you have a fence around your back. No one's going to see it. But now you can't do it in front. This happened to me actually sometimes. I don't know why. When I was in America, my parents' house, so sometimes it was raining, and you had your overcoat or whatever you're wearing in the rain, and then we got home. My father's like, hang it up, and he would take a hanger, and he would hang it in front of the house where everyone could see. Literally from the roof of the house in front of the door of the house. this is specifically what the Mishnah says you're not supposed to do because people are thinking to launder it. I don't have an answer for it over here. I'm going to try maybe an Iyam Mitzvah. I'll try to find a limud schus for my father, what he did. But there's even more chumras because the Gemara says that this Mishnah is not the halacha, that even in your backyard you can't do it because maras ayin, this is a halacha of maras ayin, it looks bad. We'll talk about Iyam Mitzvah. Who does it look bad? It looks bad for other people, it looks bad for you. Afilu b'chedrei chadarim nami yasa. Rav says in the Gemara, even in the inside the rooms of rooms, right? You go into the most private room in your house, something which looks bad is asr afilu b'chedrei chadarim. So therefore, even in your backyard, no one else can see it. It's still a problem. Even if you take it into the most private room where you keep all your gold coins, even if you take it to Fort Knox, nonetheless, it would still be a problem. We'll talk about Marasai and Iyam Tzion coming up next.